Hello everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet, and today is Wednesday, the 19th of October. Oh, I forgot my hat. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot my hat for a reminder. Get your mammogram, breast cancer month. So let's be aware and do what we can to do our part to make sure we're healthy. So, what I got to talk to you about today, still in the cast. Go to the doctor on Friday and get the bone doctor and see what's up. But yesterday, guess what I did? I crocheted. I have a little video. I will insert the clip um, and show you. I was working on my Boggy Creek. If you're don't fall off. I did one row on my Boggy Creek. It is a flat granny. Not square. I'm, not doing a granny square. I'm just doing a row by row granny. And I'm using a Caron Chunky Cake in the color Cherries Jubilee. This is the third one. And I measured it. It needs like at least one more row to be minor big enough. The smallest of the sizes. They're supposed to be 35 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. So I am 40 inches wide and like almost 40 inches long right now. It's just under 40. So I could do a few more rows. We'll see how it goes. I did one row. I did like a few stitches at a time and then take a break and then a few stitches at a time because I don't want to stress my wrist. When it doesn't hurt, it's very nice. When it hurts, it hurts, It's not huge. It's not a huge pain. I've broken bones before. Let me tell you. I have broken this wrist when I was 14. And I jammed it. I fell roller skating, back, boom. And it had this big bump and it swelled like, this big around. At least it seemed like it hurt like a SOB. And it was in a cast for 8 weeks. It was just a crack up the big bone, I think, as I recall. I broke my foot, my left foot. Whole long story you don't want to get into because I'll look terrible. But it suffices to say that my oldest child, my darling daughter Amanda, who I love with all of my heart, was about to get murdered by her mother, and I fell. And it was God's way of tripping me and keeping her alive. And so anyway, I broke the bone and I was non-weight bearing for 2 months, and that hurt like an SOB as well. And then I smashed my finger, this finger, with a 22-ounce hammer. Now, just to give you an idea, 16 ounces is a pound, so it's over a pound of hammer. Boom! Right on my finger. Smashed it. Lots of little pieces. So that was in a little splint. And it swelled. Oh my goodness. I wasn't going to go to the hospital or the doctor even, because it's just the fingertip. I did a really, really good job on the fingertip. But it started swelling, and it swelled all down the finger into my hand, and then the swelling was coming up the other fingers, and I was getting numbness, and I thought, oh goodness. So I went to the doctor. I went to my just general practitioner the next day. I said, I think I broke my finger. He sent me for x-rays. It was broke. They put a little thing on it. Ice and all that. There wasn't really anything. There was no nerve damage or anything. I was concerned because it was like bruising my whole hand and swelling into the other fingers, and then tingling and whatever. And it hurt, like it kept me up throbbing all night long. This, not nearly as bad as any of the other ones. So yet I can't work because they won't let me work with this thing on my hand, even if I could manipulate the cards, which I couldn't because they'll fall all over. I deal cards at a casino for a living, and we use new cards. None of the cards are over 24 hours old. You have to get rid of them. So they're very slick. If you've ever opened new cards, they're very slick. You have to get a good handle on them suckers, or they're... And when you're dealing blackjack, that's 416 cards all over the casino, and that is bad news. I know this is all a side tangent for my crochet, but interesting if you never worked in a casino. The casino cards, like, that is their main inventory. And if somebody gets a hold of one of those cards, they could easily cheat with that. Because you use the pretty much same decks in all the different games, so if the cards go splat all over the floor and somebody picks up the ace of spades, man, they got something really good in their hands there, if they can get away with it. So if you dump the cards, that's a big deal. You have to count them all. You have to make sure they're all accounted for. And you have to stop what you're doing, like immediately stop, gather up all the cards. So it's potentially very hazardous to the game when you dump the cards. They're not thrilled with that. Plus, stealing is a problem in a casino. People, including employees, will take a chip. You've got chips worth cash. So if I could take a chip and stick it in my thing here, with nobody looking, and walk out with $1,000, take it home, give it to my husband, say, go cash this in. I would personally never, ever, ever, ever do that, honest to God. But that is, dealers have done that and do that. So you're never allowed anything bigger than a chip at the table. Like if you wear a watch, it can't be a big watch, so you could slide a chip underneath it. Bracelets, same thing. So a cast, manipulating 8 decks of cards, 416 brand new cards, to put them in we have an automatic shuffler, or even to put them in the shoe. Like, I can't manipulate the turning and twisting of that without being able to use my wrist. So that would be an issue. I could physically deal out the cards with my right hand, but the left hand is still important to the game and game protection. So that being said, as long as I have this, there's no way I can go to work. They would never allow it for those 2 reasons, and totally understandable as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but that's where we are. Not being able to maneuver my wrist made it crocheting a little bit awkward, but I could do it with just these fingers. But the pressure movement still makes it a little bit sore. It's only been a couple days. I will maybe crochet later, try it again. But today I have a lot of yarn scraps, like a lot. I have a dresser, a little 3-drawer plastic dresser that you get at like Walmart, and it's filled with scrap balls. So I'm going to try to cake those up. But first, I'm going to cake up this. This was a blanket I was going to make for my little star great niece. And I was going to make it out of this yarn, this Hirschner's Cheerful DK. So soft. And I had this beautiful pattern picked out, and it just wasn't going quick enough. And I got bored with it, and so I made her something else. So I'm going to frog this and cake it up. I have yarn still that, oh, excuse me. This is from Hirschner's. So I still have yarn in here that's in the skeins, and I'll leave that in the skeins, but I'm going to cake that yarn up first. I'm going to try it, see how well the yarn caking goes. I could probably spend a couple of days just caking yarn and letting my wrist heal, because I miss working with my yarn. Oh, excuse me again. I miss working with the yarn, but I also don't want to hurt myself or hinder the healing process by screwing around too much doing things I shouldn't do. So if I can spend a couple of days caking up that yarn, that'll be a good thing to do, and I can show you the progress tomorrow and see how well I did. I have 2 yarn cakers, yarn ball winders. This one that is the blue one, I think it's the better one. It's called Olikraft, Olikraft, and it has a Swift that comes with it. It came in a set my husband bought me, and then I have another one that was just the ball winder by itself. This one holds more, so we're gonna use that one. And I'm gonna set it up on a TV tray and watch, if I can, Hocus Pocus. Because it's Halloween time and I've been trying to watch some like Halloween movies and there's nothing that I can find that's good. Everything is there's some kind of Dracula thing. I spent an hour and a half watching a 3-part series. I watched the first one and I just never got into it, but I was also watching YouTube videos at the same time, so I just let it play. And the next episode, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it again. It was bad. I think that was on Netflix. And I've never seen Nightmare Before Christmas with Jack Skellington and Sally, and I've never seen those, so I might watch that too, just as some background noise to my ball winding. And probably some YouTube videos on my laptop while that's happening. I think I might do that. So watch the clip. I do get the one row on there, and I have this cake left. What's left of it, most of it is still here, and I have one whole more cake. I thought it would take 4 cakes to make the blanket big enough. I don't think I'm going to do a border. I don't think you need one on this. Let me know. Do you guys make a border on that? And if you do, what kind of border do you do? Like granny stitch going around the other way? I don't know. I have plenty of yarn to do it. And eventually I'll have the mobility to do it well. It turned out okay. I mean, I was dropping stitches. They were sliding off my hook, whatever. But I did get it figured out, and as it's less and less painful. And like I said, it wasn't real painful. The wrist hurts just minutely without doing anything, but it did add some pain to it. And I'm like, why do that, right? I can wind yarn or something. I can find something to do. So that's where we're at. And I'll let you know how I like those 2 movies if I watched them both. I have seen Hocus Pocus before, but not Hocus Pocus 2, and I don't know if I have Disney Plus anymore. I think I got rid of it, so maybe I won't be watching it at all. We'll see. I'll let you know. I'll let you know how the binge watching on whatever is going, and I will show you what we've caked up tomorrow. Hopefully I get some stuff caked up. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, so this just goes to show you where there's a will, there's a way. It's not the greatest. It's not the prettiest. And I'm dropping a lot of stitches, but I'm getting her done. And honestly, it kind of hurts a little bit. But I did get my fingers on some yarn today. It's taken me, like, do a little section, take a break, do a few stitches, take a break. I don't know that I will be trying a thinner yarn, but I thought for this thick yarn I could maybe finish this blanket because it's almost big enough to be the Boggy Creek blanket that it wants to grow up to be. So I am working through it, but it's good to know. It's a little painful on my hand because of the wrist part of it, but I can get this one done. I have like 3 more, and then I will see 2 or 3 more grannies to go to get to the end, and then I will remeasure. But I might have this blanket done, and I'm very excited to say that I can get my fingers in some yarn here. And honestly, if it wasn't for Kayla as such an inspiration to say she can crochet with hardly any fingers, I'm sure I can figure it out. And I did. I won't be crocheting any intricate or fast or anything. This might be as intricate as I get for another couple of days, but it's better than nothing, and I'm pretty excited about it.